Let's get more fruits and vegetables on your plate. Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining us in the studio is Jan Dougan, and we talk about healthy living and lifestyle changes that you can make, and a lot of that has to do with your diet. In this edition, we're going to talk about fruits and vegetables as a great way to liven up your diet. Jan, welcome to the show.
Welcome. I'm so glad to be here, and it's a great, anytime I come and visit with you, Bill, it's a great time.
Well, Jan is the Health and Human Services Educator for the DuBois County Extension Office, and she's all available for information that you may have and miss from this show or questions you might have later. And it's just so fun having you here to find out about things. Fruits and vegetables are becoming a better part of my diet because of you, but let's talk about making it even more so.
Okay.
Why are fruits and vegetables so important?
Well, fruits and vegetables, you know what? This is a great way to describe this, and this is what I tell all the first graders in the county. Fruits and vegetables are like the umbrella for the body. They protect us on the outside and the inside. So they make your skin look great, they help your sight, they help your hair look shiny. On the inside, they protect the organs from disease and illness. And so they're just chock full of nutrients and antioxidants that we need to be healthier and to feel better.
And there's a problem because we don't eat enough fruits and vegetables?
We do not. In fact, I believe the last number I saw, I believe that only 25% of the Hoosiers living in Indiana eat enough fruits and vegetables every day. Because you're supposed to get a minimum of 5. The recommendation is going up to possibly 9 fruits and vegetables every day.
Servings of fruits and vegetables.
Servings, yes.
Wow.
So we think about a medium apple, we think about a medium potato, we think about a half a cup of peas, maybe a cup of broccoli. Lots of ways we need to be thinking about adding more fruits and vegetables to our plate.
Well, let's maybe now define what are fruits and vegetables, and does it matter if you eat a lot of fruits or if you eat a lot of vegetables, or is it just fruits and vegetables?
Well, actually, vegetables are probably the one we need to concentrate on more. And we need to eat a variety of vegetables, not just asparagus, not just green beans. We need to eat a variety of colors. So we need to have some orange vegetables, so we need to have some carrots and some sweet potatoes. We need some red vegetables like beets. We need white vegetables like potatoes. You know, we need all the different colors of vegetables. Yellow corn, just, you know, again, thinking about putting that rainbow on your plate, a rainbow of vegetables on your plate, and thinking about how can I eat more vegetables every day? So have you ever had a vegetable for breakfast?
No, I don't think I have.
Have you ever had a spinach omelet?
You know I have, so I've had vegetables. See, I eat more vegetables than I thought.
So a leafy spinach
Okay.
is something you could put in an omelet along with mushrooms. So you would be getting more vegetables even at breakfast. Drink tomato juice for breakfast?
I've done that.
Okay, so we're drinking tomato juice, we're getting a vegetable at breakfast. Fruit, vegetable, tomato is one of those. When we look at it on our plate, we count it as a vegetable. Botanically, the way it's grown, they count it as a fruit.
Yeah, which is weird. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, while you're on tomatoes, this brings up a point. If you're eating Italian spaghetti,
Right?
and the marinara sauce is made with tomatoes, does
Yes.
that then count as your vegetable portion?
It can count as your vegetable portion depending upon the sauce that you're using. And you would want to add some more vegetables to that though. So maybe peppers, maybe onions, maybe mushrooms. Those are the things I like when I have spaghetti sauce to really, you know, get that vegetable portion up there to be appropriate.
Is there a difference between eating a tomato or drinking tomato juice?
Nutritionally, I would have to look at the nutrition information to be specific. But the general guideline when we look at fresh versus processed is it's always better, if you can, to pick fresh, to try to choose less fruits and vegetables that are processed, to try to eat more fresh. But fresh, we can also eat frozen. the new techniques that they use now to freeze vegetables and fruits, that they're even thinking that nutritionally, that sometimes a frozen product has higher nutrition than a fresh, because when you think about a fresh, when we look at our fruits and vegetables, they come from all over the world now. They're just not grown locally. So you have to look at when was that picked, how many days ago was that, how many weeks ago was that, what kind of transportation, what kind of handling happened. You know, when it gets to the store and then you buy it, how do you handle it and get it home? And whether it's got all the nutrient value that a frozen product has that was processed right after it was picked is questionable. But what's important is that we try to eat more, fruits and vegetables, whether it be canned, frozen, or fresh. Now, canned vegetables, especially, some fruits, but more generally vegetables, are going to be higher in sodium. And some folks have probably been told you need to watch your sodium intake. So you're reading labels and you're looking at sodium intake. Well, one of the things I've discovered is that if you rinse your canned vegetables, so if you take green beans out of the can, put them in a strainer, rinse them with water, that's going to reduce the amount of sodium in those green beans. There'll be some that still stays, but it can reduce up to 40% the amount of sodium that's in a canned food product by rinsing it, if that's a feasible thing to do. You know, some canned products, tomatoes, canned tomatoes, you wouldn't want to rinse them, but green beans and other products like that, you could, and you could save on the sodium. And then really, you might be able to buy a less expensive can of green beans, because sometimes the ones that say lower in sodium cost more.
Now, frozen vegetables, I was amazed at how fresh corn that's been frozen tastes. It tastes to me like it just came off the stalk out in the garden and you brought it in, and instead of eating corn on the cob, you're making frozen. So they are processing that right away. And is there less sodium then in that as well?
Yes, in the frozen products, you'll always find less sodium. So that's a good choice. And if you can, find them at a reasonable price, that's even greater.
And you mentioned technology has really changed things. You can buy those steamers, or they're ready to go steamed vegetables. So there's really no effort. You just take it out of the freezer, put it in the microwave, and hit go.
That's true. And a lot of us don't think of having vegetables for a snack, but I've even seen where there's individual serving sizes in the frozen food section. So if you like that kind of thing, you can have it for a snack. There are all kinds of ways to try to get more fruits and vegetables onto our plate so that we get them into us.
Okay, now I'm going to eat a cherry pie after my lunch. So does that count as my fruit?
Well, not really.
Oh.
It would be better if you ate a bowl full of cherries. But you know what? When we want something like that, it's important to satisfy ourselves and eat it. So try eating a smaller piece than you would normally eat. Try taking a walk after lunch to help reduce the calories that you just took in with that cherry pie. Eat it more mindfully, eat it more slowly. Every bite, enjoy and savor every bite. And I think that you'll find that you'll be satisfied, you'll get your cherry pie, and you'll feel good about it.
If I put whipped cream on, does that count as dairy?
No.
I'm trying to justify any way I can.
But just put a little on. I think a little whipped cream on it, or a little dip of ice cream makes it very tasty. We don't have to pile it so high.
That's some of the problems we have, is we overdo our portions.
Right, we do. We need to watch our portions.
If you're going to compare fruits, or I guess mostly probably fruits, with canned fruits or like a cherry pie fruit, the sugar is different in them, isn't there? So you're getting I don't know if this is the right term, but a better sugar with fresh?
There's natural sugar in fresh fruits. So sugars, people do say, well, fruits have sugar in it. Well, they do have sugar in it naturally. Our body digests that very well. It's the added sugars that we want to try to watch. So, things that we add sugar to, we want to try to cut back on that. Not cut it out totally, You know, just cut back on it.
And really, sometimes when you go and you can buy canned fruits and it says no added sugar, it's a truer taste to the fruit in the first place. And you know, with farmers markets now, in almost everywhere, it's so easy to get fresh fruits and vegetables. But with technology, it's even easier to get it in the grocery stores. There's no excuse, right?
Well, it's about intention and planning.
Okay.
You know, so make sure they're on the grocery list. You know, and focus on that. And when our family started changing our plate to be healthier, because you know that American plate that we've talked about that was half meat and a little vegetable and a little grain, maybe, and a little fruit on here, or maybe on the side, that used to be our plate. And we just slowly started cutting back so that only a fourth of this plate was the protein, or the size of my palm of my hand would bend the protein on here. We don't miss that at all anymore. And it's just a matter of planning to do that. And when I plan my plate, my dinner for plate, I don't think about the protein source. I start with the vegetable. I start with, well, what vegetable or vegetables do we have for dinner tonight? And I plan my plate around my vegetables rather than my protein source.
Maybe make the meat match the vegetables instead of the vegetables match the meat.
Exactly. Exactly.
Let me ask you about the great potato. Food groups used to seem like they were broken into starches and different things like that. Is a potato a vegetable, or is that a starch?
A potato is a vegetable, but it is higher in carbohydrate. There are some vegetables that are higher in carbohydrate, like corn and potatoes are two really good examples. So, you know, the serving size is less of that than of like broccoli or green beans. Peas are also higher in carbohydrate, so they're a smaller serving. So yeah, you have to be aware of some nutritional information, and you have to switch it up a little bit. But you know, it's far better to try to focus on eating those fruits and vegetables than filling our plate with other things.
Okay, well, Jan, thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you, Bill.
We really appreciate it. I hope that you are starting to take some of the advice that Jan is giving. And she really isn't telling you what to do. She's just offering suggestions for you to change it yourself. It's really up to you. Thank you to Jan Dougan, the Du Bois County Extension Educator, and thank you to you for watching WJTS in.form. We are local people watching local people.